No dobra.
Fortune. I've spotted something.
The earth here seems to have been freshly fertilized and aerated.
No, that would be an insult to the dead.
And a disgrace. You step away.
But if one were to reduce the quantity of skull...
Oh, a source hunter. Imagine that. Quite a bit more petite than the last of your kind I encountered, aren't you? But no matter. Even if it couldn't spare its heartiest specimen, I'm sure the Order sent the individual with the next highest probability of success. Huh?
Anybody?
Me? Why, I'm more than... It was I who cured the Duchess of Arata of her unslakable thirst. A simple pinch of Atropa belladonna in her morning tea. I who discovered that aging itself can be... Not to mention that it's been my guidance that has permitted my apprentice... Yes. If that's how we're referring to the secretive use of a revolutionary. She's in the other room as we speak. Perhaps you can prevail. She's gotten hold of a stone, supposedly capable of fantastic feats of healing, but she won't let... But she claims to have gotten the relic from a little northern town, Silver Glen by name, and that an abbot... Utter rubbish, I say. But with these blasted undead haunting the travel routes, I can hardly march up to Silver Glen to learn the truth myself. Well, she certainly possesses a critical eye and an exacting... I expect she'll be a very successful healer in her own right when the time comes. She is learning from the best, after all. Certainly, what would you like to know? The counsellor. Terrible loss, that. Though we were hardly more than acquainted, from what I can tell, it seems to be a simple case of jealousy turned violent. The affairs of his wife, Esmeralda, I've applied myself to that problem for 2 years and still haven't come a step closer to solve. I declare it an act of the Almighty's, if I believed in such things. Some events, source...
Healing stone. Interesting indeed.
Make your case.
Nothing sets me on edge like inexplicable magic.
Excuse me? This is a private sick room. Who in the name of the Sevens you... I'm sorry. It's this task. I'm an apprentice of the healing arts. Healing. But this decision feels like precisely the opposite. I've been racking my brain trying to decide on the best method to settle this grave... What would you like to know? One of the brave few willing to traverse the trade routes plagued by the undead. A young man, but excellent in matters of business, before he fell victim. Thankfully for him, a cattle trader found him, nearly dead, but not quite the venerable staple of Sicile, Stephen, and recently blessed with his 3rd grandchild. He was leading a crew of builders when a stray beam struck him in the temple. Nearly everyone in Sicile is familiar with grinning Stephen, and... yes, a curious relic indeed. I got it from a kindly abbot, Loic by name, in the northern town of Silver Glen. He is of a certain faith, the Immaculates, they call themselves. I myself was nothing if not skeptical of his claims, but something happened as he handed me the stone. A small cut on my... But it's strange. The stone is... Don't dither long. These men are slipping ever closer toward the edge with each passing minute. Boris, Stephen, both good men. How can I choose but one?
You call to Allgraf. He awaits your queries.
These men don't have long. You are?
Boris's life has just begun. We can't cut it short now. He should receive the stone.
Yes. Boris deserves to...
So, Boris it is? All right. Yes.
Да, не затеял.
Thank
No,
the seven.
no. This is highly abnormal. What is this? Lightning.
И?
What happened? Is this a dream?
I don't think so. That stone... Somehow it sent us flying into the stars.
Terrible, terrible, terrified. A quill that lasts a billion words. What's this? 2 Rivalonians here? At the end of space and time? How very, very, very curious. Oh, yes. Proper introductions. Zigzags the historian at your service. It is as for how I got here, well, for a historian appointed by the gods, how you got here on such a tiny and rapidly shrinking vestige of space and time. I wouldn't have expected to find a soul but my own. What am I doing here? Attempting to avert disaster, of course. Tell me, friend, when I mentioned that this place is the end of time ought to have no end at all. Indeed, I can think of no worse nightmare for a chronicler such as myself. But show, don't tell, I always say. So go, peer through yon...
It may be quite mad.
Then we had better...
Опа.
You looked. You saw. Terrifying, isn't... What's this? The portal. It's... The portal has become active. Fantastic. Astounding. Onward. The portal. It's quite sprung to life, just like the lock. You, dear stranger, you must be the key. Those torches, alight. This portal active once more. It cannot be coincidence. Goodness me, how right you are. There's so much to take in, I'd nearly forgotten. And what you saw has been... It is the void itself. The drag... I can't say for sure where it came from, how or why, but I do know this. It's shrinking our future by the second. It's not that I believe, it's that I have seen. Then, no longer than a few mere moments after you arrive, zap! Though I cannot say for certain. In fact, every last question that ever plagues your noggin might well be answered. For I believe... But why spoil them? After you, You first, but don't dilly-dally.
And he's off.
It seems the imp has spotted exactly who and what he'd hoped to find here.
С самой точки сюжета получается, все будет. Хотя... Да куда он?
The last test! If you believe yourself worthy of rifling through my ample treasures, I do dare you to prove it! Find my 4 sisters.
Could it be?
imp, as surely as you are he who chronicles all that I weave.
Astounding! Unbelievable!
You have brought guests, I see.
My reaction exactly, milady. It was their arrival here at the end of time that
This is a question better put to our guests themselves. Tell us, how did you arrive upon this plane? A stone? So, it was a stone that caused the great shock of energy. Not like this, no. What happened to you is unique. Never had I experienced something so contrary to my nature. To weave something I had not seen, had not expected, but yours has. You appeared before me from the moment you came into contact.
But, Madam Weaver, how is it possible? Do you not see all?
Like the stones, your guests are a mystery to me. Source hunters. It would seem that yourselves and Starstone are inextricably linked. Why and how, I cannot say. But a Starstone is not what it seems, Source Hunter. Its true nature must be part of... Do you see what violence my work has suffered? What
mysteries of all time, gaps in history.
It would appear that Starstone transforms at your touch, granting me new threads.
I see. What the...
Yes. Though I cannot explain why this Starstone is... If we do not restore time, if we do not discover the true nature of these stones, the void will consume us all. Without these stones, Hunter, there will be, for a reason I do not yet understand. You and you alone can unlock the path.
Why, of course! That's what they were doing. I have recorded their doings, you see. Collectors of Starstone, more that shall never be. As sure as Zix comes before. Please, our most mysterious guest, are you ready? So, what do you think, Source Hunter?
You call to Ulgraf. He awaits your queries.
What do you think?
Not but a moment ago we were hunting Source in Rivellon, and now we're being told that we alone can prevent the end of time by way of some magical stones. What do you make of it?
We can't deny our reaction to Starstone. There must be something to all of this.
Still, it's quite...
And the set of your brow suggests to me that you know with you searching out Starstone, I believe we'll mend the tapestry in note. But you'll need a way to travel between Rivellon and this homestead, won't you? Who wouldn't want to see you? Luckily, the power of portals is known to you, so I'll let you in on the little secret of how to transport back. Off you go, then. You've Starstone to find, and I've a tapestry to examine. Surely there must be some clue here as to how on earth...
Cross my heart, hope to fade in the void. I honestly don't know.
Like the imp said to the ballista operator, wouldn't it just? Would that I had a stop. Just like yourselves, Starstones are curious. From what I can gather, though, they were once cherished by devious sorcerers whose ruins, caves, the lairs of long-forgotten evils. Those are the dens you should frequent. 2 more pieces of advice. Don't go unarmed, lonesome, observing the frontier of creation, surfing the vibrant... Well, yes, actually. I don't mean to complain. Perhaps you can imagine the profound pleasure it is to have made the Weaver's acquaintance after... Oh, I don't know if I'm more than those things per se, but having been given a divine mission does have its perks. Old age, but of course I have a price to pay for something that is priceless. It is my duty to record all of history. So, gather those Starstones so that neither do I. but the mere fact that activated Starstone has set the Weaver of Time weaving again more than implies that this in turn more than implies that you are the Void's natural enemy, for it is you who is setting new events in motion. We may not understand. Before you go, Source Hunter, I hope he'll be able to help you as much as he can.
Соответственно, давайте просто.
Source Hunters, I welcome you once again to the realm of Rivellon after your travels through the chasms of... I know the imp historian has told you about his agent on Rivellon, and that agent is I. So now that you know of the alliance between me and Sir Zigzax, let us turn to the business at hand. Starstone.
Slimy, reeking, rotting sea garbage. Slimy, reeking, rotting sea garbage. Plenty of fish in the sea, but I've got the foulest of the lot on my racks.
And I'll be delighted to give it. Dark webs are being woven around these parts. It can therefore hardly be a coincidence that Councillor Jake was a collector of the stones we seek. His that means the task you have been given remains crucial. Find the assassin that did away with Jake, for you're bound to stop. While you were being lectured by our friend the historian and the the advantage of being a cat, you know. You go where you please with impunity. That's where I saw them in a cabinet. Mere slivers, but specks of starstones nonetheless. They lay there, silent and innocent. Don't we all long for a sanctuary where our worldly troubles can be held at bay? A bed or a basket so snug it becomes... But perhaps I speak only for myself, not for veterans such as yourselves. Like any cat worth its salt, though, I deeply cherish a secret refuge unbeknownst to anyone. To be able to repose without a care... Let me phrase it like Zigzags might. A universe without time is like a pen without ink. A pointless instrument stripped of the potential of creation. It is void. I'll not pretend to have all the answers, all that I understand, all that is happening here and out there among the stars. If Zigzags worries, I worry. We are talking about a creature, after all, that has reclined among... I met him first, a long time ago, out in the wastes of Youthful Gore. So I told him who I was and showed him my human form. He laughed and marveled. In the end, he even shared his great sorrow with me. The unspeakable thing you saw through his looking lens. I was awed. Oh, before you go, here. Take this teleporter pyramid. You'll need the other one too if you want to make use of its powers, but alas, I seem to have... Now that this matter has been settled, Hunters, I shall detain you no longer.
Slimy, reeking, rotting sea garbage. I can't even smell the sea air over this rot. I can't even smell the sea air over this rot. Slime.
Пошлите отбирать камень чувства. А, вот он, завершенный. Так, пирамидка.
What is going on here? First I have to shoo away a creeping white tomcat, and now there's a perfect stranger in my bathroom. Get out, will you?
Бам.
What is going on here? First I have to shoo away a creeping white tomcat, and now there's a perfect stranger in my bathroom. Get out, will you? Little mix-up in... Now, if you please! This room is private. Weakening wound! Don't just stand there. Go! Away with you! What are you still doing
Now
here?
this is valuable.
Begone! Out! No! We'll have none of that, you hear? Out! scuttle away before you've tried some of the ocean's Don't scuttle away before you've tried some of the ocean's finest bounty. How many crab claws would you like? 3? 11?
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies size seals ever seen.
Made a big change on your block for the wheel of the good stuff.
To what do I owe the repeated pleasure, Source Hunter?
Thank you eternally for your help. Though your reaction, that strange reaction you caused, blue lightning from a healing stone, I've never seen anything like it. I've been studying under...
Under lock and key.
Tomatoes?
That's enough of that now!
That doesn't belong to us, you know.
You're right, it doesn't. Sometimes...
Overzealous. No such...
You notice something being saw you steal. No biggie. The rogue keeps his eyes fixed on yours. He's expecting an answer.
A tone soothing a corpse's troubled mind.
Wargraph's to me.
Can't have gotten far.
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish, yours for a scratch gobble.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens.
My word! So ardently did he crave creamy blues and gory reds that he ordered a contest. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Oh, excuse me, I'm trying. I doubt I have to tell you that I am the amazing singing Stefan, the only sentient. You're a source hunter, aren't you? Pleasure to meet you. Now, please, Stefan, it won't be the worst indignation.
Hey, stop that!
Today, I think,
Fantastic.
a king, the great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines.
Bravo!
It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself, that the king had a great thirst for colour. So ardently did he crave creamy blues and gory reds that he ordered a contest across his... Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. What do you call a source hunter who finds a way to draw a crowd? Oh, a resourceful hunter. Come now, it can't be that hard to find something to draw off the attention of this patient. It won't be the word.
That is enough of...
My word!
Tricks are for kids! This here is the greatest illusion in Handevale!
Today, I think, a king. The great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines. It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Oh, excuse me, it won't be the...
Come on, come all, and see the amazing singing
Fantastic! Bravo! Bravo!
bite your dog or sunk your ship? No matter. You're at Katerina's. Well, I've an open stage in the theaters. Check the library and see if any... Right, speak.
Опа. Это нет.
Ah, here we are. Wait a moment, this isn't Reginald's cellar. Come, Source Hunter, we must... Not here, not now. We'll be back. It won't be the worst indignation.
This is the finest show in the land!
Come on! Come on! Can't you hear the stage calling you?
I will never forget you. Who wants to point anymore?
Right! Performers! Showmen! Show on!
Sensei show is a doozy!
Так, ну на сегодня пока достаточно. Всего доброго.